Hello. So in the last video we discussed this sentence at the top, and the previous video before that we were talking about setting two people up and they're gonna have some exchangement, so we need some directional signs. In this last video we talked about what would that happen if the directional went from me to you, and so let's go ahead and look at another example if it came from a person not in the room to somebody else. So as always, again, the first thing we're going to do, we need to set the people up, something to think about, the contrastive structure, right? So anyway, the first thing that we need to do is set up that person. So if you remember, the contrastive structure has some pretty, strict rules on the order of things. First thing is setting up the person, then repeat for the second thing or second person, and then some pointing. So in this sentence, we have the first person, and then we can just jump to the end because there's not going to be a second person. So we have my sister. We'll go ahead and set her up. Remember, POSS means the open B hand shape, which stands for possessive pronouns, such as my, mine, him, his, hers. So my sister. Set her up. Yeah. Okay, I have everything correct so far. IX girl, point. That's the card we're going to use for setting up. Remember, IX just stands for the pointer finger, meaning just, the normal pronouns such as I, he, she, etc. So first thing, when we sign the giving the stack of books, we can't kind of just go into it because that hand shape for the stack of books could be other things as well. So we do need to start with books so we know what the object is. Remember, objects should always come first. More information, better. So stack of books, stack of is a descriptor, so we're going to use a classifier for that. And the classifier, of course, would change depending on the stack of books. So thinking, about books, it could be a stack of books like that, but it really depends on how many books there are, right? 1, 2, 3 books, maybe it's a smaller stack. But if there are 3 big books, then maybe I would have to sign something more like this. So it really depends on how many books, what the books look like, and stuff like that. But no matter what, I would probably use this classifier open B for this situation. And so there are many different hand shapes that you could use, but we're going to use the open B for this situation. And in the parentheses, we're going to go ahead and write what the classifier is standing for. And so I know exactly and have some better ideas. So when I'm reading my class, I know exactly what I'm doing. Again, that's the point of class, is so that when you read it, you know exactly what to sign. So, the sign for giving, right? We don't need to point to my sister like she gave me, right? The whole point of the directional signs is that movement shows you that she is giving it to me in this situation, or who is giving it to whom in other situations. So there's a lot of rules that we have learned, related to constructive structure, directional signs. What else have we reviewed? We reviewed classifiers. There's a lot of things that we've done so far in this video. There's a lot of rules. And so sentences are just becoming more and more complex, but you got this.